aneurysm?
All right, we're back. We're back for another episode of the podcast we do. Hi, I'm Zevron.
Hi. It's co-host Rumbly Rex. I have way too much energy for this right now.
Rumbly has been sipping on an energy drink, and we just got ice cream earlier, so he's on a sugar high. I am tired.
Oh yeah. Let's get into it.
But we're back. I apologize about the delay. We had things come up, but we are here with an episode.
He does not apologize.
I apologize.
He's lying to you
Rumbly
guys.
doesn't. Rumbly doesn't apologize. He never apologizes.
I apologize. I 100% apologize. You, on the other hand, you were just like, I hate everybody.
Yeah, I hate all of you. But no, okay, we're back with another episode, and this time we're talking about ORP Piorun. Let's get into it. But first, I need to do my penance. I got this idea shamelessly from Laserpig. I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you've seen or have heard of Laserpig. Very good channel. He did an episode about this. Please go watch it after this one. But
before,
all credit to him, and thank you, Mr. Pig. But
yeah, Mr. Pig, Pigman,
that's. Rumbly had no idea why I had Rumbly had no idea why I had a pig on the slides, and he was asking me if we were talking about a pig today. Kind of.
It's just a pig.
But no, we need to talk about Britannia first.
Yes. Yep.
Everybody's favorite island. Okay, so
islands.
Ireland should be its own separate country, and so should Scotland.
Yes.
But okay, so we need to talk about Britannia ruling the waves, and this is something they've never let go. After the Battle of Trafalgar and the Napoleonic Wars, the British basically had uncontested control of the seas for about 100 years, up until World War I, World War II.
Until we rolled around.
Yeah, until the U.S. of A. came around with its much money.
Sexy Navy.
Yeah, the sexiest Navy. This didn't stop the
prettiest.
This didn't stop. This didn't stop the Germans from trying to be better, but they didn't do very well. We discussed this in the last video that we did on navies. In the Unsinkable Sam episode, we talked about the Tripits and the Bismarck. We're not going to really go into that again, but this was kind of how they were going to challenge the British Navy with these huge ships. Even with that,
and be like, our Navy is way better than yours.
Yeah, the German.
Our Navy is just superior because we're German.
Yeah, because we're German. And the Bismarck. We talked about the Bismarck last time.
No more
Bismarck talk.
No, not again.
So, even with the Bismarck and the Tripits both being very underwhelming ships for their size and their capacity, the British did get a bit nervous, so they started to create a new type of ship. See, the tribal class that had preceded the type of class we're going to talk about next focused a lot more on guns. So this class that were called the J, N, and K classes focused more on torpedoes.
Big boys.
Yeah, well, they're actually not that very big, which is like a main thing about what we're going to talk about. But they're going to have torpedoes. There were 24 ships made in this class, but we're going to talk about one of the N-class destroyers. This is the HMS Nerissa. It had a displacement of 1,801 tons, which is about 1,000. It is 356 feet long and 35 feet across. Its maximum speed is 36 knots, which is good for a ship of its size. It was built by John Brown. No, not the guy. No, not the slave revolt guy. It was a company in Glasgow, Scotland. I didn't know Scotland had shipyards, but
I guess they do. They do now.
Yeah, they do. It was laid down in July of 1939, and it was brought into service in May of 1940 to help with the War of the Germans. But why is there a Polish flag? Well, I'm glad you asked, mysterious person floating around in my room.
Why are you here?
Why are you? Why do you have a gun?
Oh God. Well, just record.
Just hey, just butting in here for a quick second. I know this is probably annoying, but let me just do my spiel quick. If you're enjoying the content so far, I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button. Me and Rumbly put a lot of effort into these, and we really enjoy when you guys show support for them. So if you could do that, that would mean the world to us, and there will be more Moronic history episodes coming out in the near future. So just keep that in mind. And with that, I hand you back over to the podcast.
Stefan, record.
We need to talk about Poland.
No.
Poland's had a pretty rough history. We're not going to get into most of it, but we're going to talk about post World War One history.
Poland pancake.
Yeah,
there
Poland gets turned into mincemeat about every century or so, so we're a little overdue at this point.
Mince.
Literally.
No, the last time was World War II.
Yeah, okay.
Give it 20 more years.
Yeah, true. So at the end of World War One, Poland got its independence in the Treaty of Versailles, but a lot of the the border was kind of just left up to the countries it bordered. They had to negotiate that separately. So there was a lot of arguments about what was going to happen.
A lot of confusion.
Yeah. So the main thing that Poland got was a border with the sea. It got coastline, which made the dreaded and hated East Prussia divide because of the free city of Danzig.
Yep.
To my count, they had about a dozen border wars and a couple uprisings, but by the time of 1919, they had their borders pretty much figured out. Except the Polish-Soviet War.
Oh boy.
The Russians, they're doing a little communism, and the Polish don't very much like this. They're kind of... They just don't really like this that much. And... very complicated reasons for it all happening. It was kind of confusing for me to read about, and I want to do more on that, but we're not going to talk about that here.
All you need to know is that Poland kicked some mighty behind in that war.
They did. They did get kicked back to, you can see in that diagram, I know it's very blurry. I don't know why it was that blurry, but they got kicked pretty far back into Poland, but that was to be expected since Russia is pretty big. But they went all the way back even farther, and they got their not present day borders, but their borders post World War I, pre World War II borders.
Yep.
They didn't get a break during the interwar period. They had a military coup, and for a little bit, as most military coups tend to happen, there was just a time of like, everything's pretty much the same as before, but then as the military coup start going, it gets worse for the people living there.
It slowly started to just be like, hey, guess what?
Hey, guess what? I get your house, I get your car, I get your kids, and I get your wife.
No, really, what I'm saying is, get out of my house.
What I'm saying is, get out of my house, and actually, no, I'm going to shoot you. But the main thing that this military coup government did was get a non-aggression pact from both the Germans and the Soviets.
That's good.
They believe this would make them safe. History would prove otherwise. Their modernization was slow compared to both the USSR and Germany. And in this period, they only had a plan for if the Soviets invaded them, not if Germany did.
If the Germans
did, and not especially if both of them invaded. Which, let's be fair to the Polish, there was nothing they could have done.
They could have put up a better defense.
They had two superpowers crashing in on them. Germany was...
all they had to say was, hey, guess what?
Yeah,
help.
No, the British were supposed to help them, then they didn't do shit.
They were like, help, guys, help. Yeah, we're helping, as they like dig into their popcorn and like throw it in their mouth a little bit.
Yeah, and the British are like, I think I hear the tea alarm. Sorry, everybody, it's tea time.
Sorry, Poland. It's a giant tea party with like the
yeah,
president
like
of the United States.
the
I
prime
really
minister.
gotta just.
Yeah, I'll be back in like 10 minutes, and then Poland's gone.
Sorry, we have no more army.
Yeah, sorry, and Poland's
Sorry,
gone.
man.
So a lot of the higher government of Poland fled, first to France and then to the UK, forming the Poland government in exile. And what happened a lot, do I have this right here in my notes? A lot of Poland's navy saw what was happening, and just they fled to the United Kingdom. So most of the Polish navy got through to it, but it's still not as powerful. But this is where the UK kind of makes up for their screw ups last time.
Yeah.
So the British government was pretty friendly to Poland pre-war, and they even said, "Oh yeah, if Germany invades you, we'll help out." They didn't, but that's neither here nor there at this point.
Nope.
The British wanted to boost morale and show that they were actually going to help the Polish this time, so they were going to give supplies and a couple ships to the Polish Navy. This included the HMS Nerissa. It got transferred
or Fred. Or Fred for short.
Yeah. It got transferred to the Free Polish Navy. It got renamed ORP Piorun. It's Polish. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's called Piorun. Yeah, that's the best you're gonna get out of me. From the best translation I can get, it means thunderbolt, but obviously, if you actually know the translation,
Thunderbolt.
If you actually know the translation, let us know. So now,
and type it down in the comments.
Yes, please in English. I don't know how to speak Polish.
Spanish.
I guess if you put in Spanish, Rumbly can try to struggle his way through. German or English, please.
Egyptian scriptures.
German and English, please. German or English. I don't care which one.
Egyptian scriptures.
Yeah, Egyptian hieroglyphs. Thank you.
Yep.
So the first actions of the ship was to defend the city of Clydebank. It's kind of near Edinburgh, and I think it's on a river. Clydebank was.
It's on a river or next to a river?
When you say something is on a river, it means it's close to a river. It means it's like built around a river.
My brain right now thought on river. Just right on top of it, right over it. It's just a giant.
It's actually an island.
When you think you're walking on dirt, it's not. It's actually a bunch of like plywood.
You mean like the floating cities in what is it? Nigeria? I think it's
or Venice.
Venice is surrounded by canals. It's not like floating. They're just canals.
And they're sinking.
Everything's sinking.
Not everything.
What isn't sinking at the moment? The seawater. The sea is rising. Everything is technically sinking.
Not. Hold on. Not Denver.
I don't get paid enough to. I don't get paid enough to do this. I don't get paid
everything anything. Is thinking.
Don't get paid anything. Okay.
You don't get paid. You get paid?
No.
Or like, what are you supposed to? Like,
it would be fun. It'd be fun to get paid.
YouTube.
Guys, subscribe if you actually enjoy this dog shit content. So we can make more of it and make money from it. Thank you. So the Luftwaffe, English, it's not
Luftwaffe.
Luftwaffe. There.
Lulu. The Lulu.
The Lulu. Okay. Was
the Lulu.
bombing Clydebank, and the Piorun went up and down the river and just shot at the planes with its anti-aircraft guns. It's disputed how effective this was in
Luftwaffe.
Oh my god. Please. I beg of you. I'm very tired and I don't know how long I'm gonna have until I conk out. It's not known how effective this was, but it did help the people in the town feel better about it, and they even made a plaque to it, which I don't think I included in this slides. I will put it over in post. They included a plaque to the crew and to the ship, so it doesn't go on
failure.
What?
I said failure.
Oh, okay. So we need to talk about the main thing.
It's Sam.
Yeah, it's Sam. We need to talk about the main thing that Piorun is known for. But we need to turn back the clock and talk about what every person who's a little bit
a very topical thing, or at least probably the worst podcast episode.
That was our
in terms of. I hope no one else watches that video because
that one was bad. We were both tired. The notes were pretty poopy. It was not a good episode. But the view count is nice though.
Oh yeah, that view count. Let me tell you.
So we need to talk about a time.
No one better watch that video.
No, don't. Please
keep it where it is.
Please watch the
7.
You watch any other one, literally anyone.
Watch any other one, not
the
6.
third one.
Don't watch 6.
Don't watch the third or the 6th one.
Yes,
both of them are bad.
Watch either of those.
We need to talk about something. We need to talk about a time period on which people who are a little too invested in the German government in 1940 like to talk about the Bismarck.
The Bismarck.
We're not going to talk about how the Bismarck is or what the Bismarck does, but if you want to hear what we think about it, don't watch the Unsinkable Sam video. Unless you want to hear about the Bismarck, then do. But plug your ears. So the Piorun was with the 4th Destroyer Fleet and was running protection runs for shipping between Glasgow and the Indian Ocean. But this changed when Churchill sent the order to sink the Bismarck. Blah, blah, blah. It's now on the hunt to kill the Bismarck, right?
Yes.
So, I need to get one thing very clear to you. Do you know how, today we would say, if a Polish person sees a Russian, they get this intense hatred in their heart?
Yeah?
Yeah, imagine that, but 3 times worse, and for every German.
Yes.
The Piorun was on the hunt for the Bismarck with another torpedo boat called the HMS Maori. Due to the fact that the Bismarck is big and it has big guns, smaller ships like the Piorun and the Maori were just told to shadow the ship so they can maintain contact and find the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you tell a Pole that they can't go and kill a bunch of Germans, it just makes them want to do it more. It's their favorite thing to do.
Don't go attack that German ship. Okay.
Attack
that German ship.
It's like a challenge to them. So,
is that a challenge, bucko?
The Piorun sees the Bismarck, and what I'm assuming here is that all of their eyes turned blood red, and they just forgot they were doing it and just charged in.
It was like that one episode in Demon Slayer.
Yes.
When Tanjiro's eyes became blood red.
So, I need to make this absolutely clear again. The Bismarck is 500 feet longer than the Piorun. You can see a scale model of both ships right there.
Yeah.
It is a big ship compared to the Piorun. I have seen a couple of things that have said that the commander of the Maori said it looks like the Piorun was just going to ram the Bismarck out of spite.
If I can't take you down by myself, then I guess we're both going down. Kamikaze.
Using its signal lights and its Morse code, I believe, it sent continuous messages throughout the battle. I am a Pole, and 3 salvos for the honor of Poland. The Piorun exchanged salvos with the Bismarck for over an hour. I've seen things that say they shot at them with small arms fire and threw trash at them. Just got up on deck and threw a bunch of Coke cans at them.
What, the Bismarck?
No, the Piorun.
Oh.
Just started chucking shit at him. I can't really authenticate that, but I have to believe it's true.
It's got to be true. I say it is.
Being very close to the Bismarck missed about 20 yards off the Piorun's bow, and this caused the Polish commander, the captain, to break contact with the Bismarck and pulled off to recuperate. He couldn't get back into battle with it, but he and this Piorun ship stayed in the area of the Bismarck until they were so low on fuel that they were ordered by, like, I'm pretty sure the commander of the fleet they were in to retreat back to Scotland for refueling.
And you know what they did? They did not do it. They kept going.
Yeah, they rowed. They rowed until the Bismarck was sunk. I'm gonna quote the Mr. Laserpig here. The Piorun didn't hit the Bismarck, but it did make them very sleep deprived. And if you can't get any damn sleep, you're not gonna hit anything with your guns. So, and of course, they had to show the iron balls that every Polish person has in their veins anytime a war starts.
Yeah.
All right.
Or are the Germans involved?
Are the Germans involved? Yes, but
Loads 12 gauge.
yeah, yes, but you have to fight with them this time. Sad Polish noises.
Fine, USA.
Fine,
I
we
suppose.
guess we'll go kill some Russians instead. All right.
Actually, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. So with the pride of the German Navy at the bottom of the sea, the Piorun moved to other theaters of the war. It did a lot of work in the Mediterranean, including Operation Halberd, which was a convoy between Gibraltar and Malta, which, like, that's a pretty short distance, but back when they were doing it, it was pretty dangerous. The Italian Navy, even as incompetent as they are, was still hanging around.
Yeah.
The next thing they participated in was Operation Husky, which was the invasion of the island of Sicily. They did coastal bombardments, the things you do.
The usual.
And it also took battle in the Battle of Ushant, which a battle that happened after the Allied landings at Normandy, where 8 Allied destroyers, including the Piorun, fought 3 German destroyers and 1 torpedo boat. At the end of the battle, the Allies won. The Germans lost a destroyer, and they had to wreck another one onto the beach. Also, as far as I can tell, it has a hatred for minesweepers of any sort. In the log that I have linked in the description, I can see it sinking 3 individual minesweepers for fun.
As it could.
The
Well, let's make
picture
this a game.
the picture on the screen is not the Battle of Ushant 1940 or 1944. This is the Battle of Ushant, like 1783. I just couldn't find any other pictures for the Battle of Ushant.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Okay.
Operation Anvil, anybody?
All right. The last thing the Piorun did. One of the last actions it took. No, it actually didn't. Surprisingly.
This is the first ship we've talked about that hasn't sank.
No. In the
Like
unsinkable
main ship.
True. The unsinkable Sam, we got to like the rescue boats, and they didn't sink. No, they did.
Yeah.
No, they did
Oh yeah, no.
sink. Both of them
My
sunk.
point exactly. This is the first main ship we've talked about that has not sunk.
Wow, okay.
That is not sitting at the bottom of the ocean.
It's because they didn't have that cat on there, dude. That's the only reason.
That's the reason. The cat was bad luck.
One of the last actions that it took was it helped in Operation Deadlight. It was a British operation to sink like 116 U-boats that they had captured during the war. To be honest, I had no idea why they were doing this, so I did a little digging, and it turns out that after the war, the great powers kind of got together and were like, yeah, we shouldn't keep all of these U-boats. So they each took...
Yeah.
They took 10 for study and for, like, museum pieces. And the rest of them were to be taken to a location and sunk so that people couldn't salvage them or raise them.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they were just sunk by shooting them with naval guns.
Yeah.
They sank 116, and a couple times.
One got a nuclear bomb thrown on it somehow.
That's actually true. I think when we talked about the Demon Corps, I think there was a U-boat at the test at the atoll Atoll Islands.
Bikini Atoll.
Bikini Atoll. Yes, thank you. I'll look that up. I'll put that in post if there was one. Hi everybody, it's Editing Sevron in post. So, looking at it, I can't find any evidence of a German U-boat at the Operation Crossroads testing site. The things that I did find was that there was a Japanese cruiser, a Japanese destroyer, and the Prince Eugen, which was a German ship. I couldn't find anything about a German U-boat, so I think we were both remembering either incorrectly or thinking of another test. But yeah, no evidence of a German U-boat. But if you know there was one and I am just missing it, please tell me in the comments. I think there was.
Their test to see if it was going to destroy a German ship.
I think it. I don't. Well, I'll have to look. There was a effort to salvage them in like the 1980s for museum pieces, but that was denied by both the USA and USSR. And the other time, so the first time was they were going to go down for non-irradiated steel, because after the nuclear bombs went off, all the steel that we made had a certain amount of background radiation, and in stuff like an MRI machine, that's pretty dangerous because it can get readings off.
Yeah.
So what they did was they would go down to old ships, scrap them, and then bring that steel up, and that would be used for that. I think now we can just use the steel that we make because it's not as irradiated, but that's why we did it the first time. The second time was they wanted to raise one and put it in a museum, but after an Irish diver died taking pictures of it, that idea was just gotten rid of. After
one guy died, guys, we can no longer use it.
Well, it was also very expensive. It was kind of like a PR hit because, it's like, oh yeah, let's raise that German sub for museum's sake, and then it's like, oh well, some guy died. It's like, oh well, maybe we shouldn't do that.
The ghost will haunt it. It'll just be a hassle.
Yeah, it's just not worth it. After Operation Deadlight, ORP Piorun was returned to the Royal Navy. It was renamed the HMS Noble, and in 1955... You can come up with a
Frederick.
Frederick, got it. Wait, Fred and Frederick?
Yep.
Okay. And sadly, in 1955, the ship was scrapped.
And Frederick was no more.
Yeah. It's actually bad luck to change the name of a ship after it's been laid down, but it seemed to work for the Piorun.
I guess.
So, all in all, the Piorun helped sink the mightiest ship that people say ever sailed in World War II. And just a very cool ship.
Yeah.
Sorry if we seem a little bit unenthusiastic today. Or I do. Rumbly is hyper.
What are you talking about?
Rumbly's hyper.
Fine.
But yeah, this was I actually was looking forward to this one. This is our first World War II episode in a bit, because I promised you guys I would take a break from doing World War II episodes. But yeah, wanted to talk about this Polish ship. Also, I forgot to mention at the start, I figured out how to do the slides in dark mode, so you guys aren't just looking at a white screen the whole time. Because I know everybody uses dark mode, including me. Yeah, that was the little Polish ship that took on the King of the Seas.
A Turk.
Yeah, the Turk. Oh my god.
Yeah. Turkish. It was a Turkish ship. We all know this.
It was Turk. Yeah, it was a Turk, famously. All right. Random side tangent, but I'm the host this time. I've
my bit away from me.
I've commandeered this part of the podcast. Again, I'm still the captain.
I am the captain now.
we need to talk about Minecraft and its types of woods. And cherry isn't on here. I just noticed that.
God,
Damn it. Okay, we'll talk about it. Okay. So, I wanted to talk about this because I have had a change of heart in my wood rankings. Rumbly, would you like to go first? Well, how about we go worst to best?
okay.
And remember,
All
cherry
right.
is there.
Yep. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Worst.
Yeah, worst.
All
You
right.
say your
So
worst, I'll
worst
say
to
my
best.
worst.
Okay. Worst acacia. Don't like
I'm
that orange color at all.
I'm gonna have to agree. Worst is
The
acacia.
it and like the gray around it, the log.
Yeah, that's just not good either.
No,
Nope.
just no. Doesn't contrast well. Like you look at all of the woods on here, the only one that sticks out like a sore thumb is acacia.
Yeah. Okay. Second worst.
Okay, second worst, birch. Like it's a good like light tan color and it's good for a lot of builds. But again, it's like the log. Like if you just want to build with the log, you can't build it with anything. It is so hard.
I'm gonna
It
disagree
doesn't
here.
contrast well with the only thing I can see it contrasting well is like
Dark oak.
jungle, dark oak, or spruce.
Hmm?
Like, that's it.
I am
But
going to.
not the rest.
I'm gonna say bamboo, just because I hate yellow as a building color,
This is true.
and it also just kind of sticks out a little bit, just because it's bamboo instead of a wood type. But yeah, that's my second worst.
My third worst one is bamboo
Mm-hmm. My third
because
is my third is birch.
we because yeah, we pretty much just flip flopped.
Yeah, my third is birch.
So for me for the bamboo, I like building with it a little bit, but it all depends on how you're using it.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
it's not like you can quite literally throw anything with it. You have to have like specific building blocks with it.
True, I agree. Okay.
And I never build with the wood. I only build with like the bundle. That's it.
Ooh. Oh, interesting.
I never build with the wood. That's just no.
Okay.
Okay, so now fourth worst. Yeah, how many?
So we still have oak, spruce, jungle, dark,
Okay, so the
mangrove.
halfway mark is okay. All right. No, I got it. We're good. Okay. My
There's
fourth
11.
worst is jungle. I
Yeah,
only like building with it sometimes.
I'm gonna agree. Jungle,
Sometimes.
jungle is pretty
It's
bad.
good in a sense of like cocoa beans. Like that's really the only time I ever
Yeah.
use it.
Just as a building block, I don't like it that much.
It's just a building block, not really, but like is it useful? Yeah. If you want to build like a giant cookie farm, you kind of need it.
All right.
Okay, so now the fifth worst, in my opinion, is the crimson wood.
Ooh.
Again, it's like that purple color that I just don't like. It's
I
just like the color of it. I don't
I'm
like it very well.
I'm gonna say oak. Oak is the old reliable, but it's been outshined. I'm putting oak
Yeah,
now.
it's been outshined in some areas, but for me it's definitely the crimson wood. The crimson wood, it's just that purple color, you know?
I like the
Like if it
purple.
was leaning a little more like red instead of purple, then yeah, it'd be higher up
But
for me. But
that's why you got the mangrove.
yeah, that's why the mangrove's here. So
All right.
like because the mangrove is in the game now, that's why it outshines the crimson.
True. All right.
Okay, so now the sixth best. I'm not gonna say best, so I don't get confused.
Mm-hmm.
So the sixth best wood, in my opinion, is it's gotta be oak. It's gotta be oak. Like you said, it's old reliable. It's like the first wood you use sometimes in the game, but after that you just use whatever else wood you got.
Yeah.
It's
I
good if you want to build like old school houses with like brick stone, smooth diorite, and like if you want like a really chill, homey like chimney house, you use oak.
Yeah. I'm gonna say the what is that? The blue fungus one. I'm gonna say the blue fungus.
Yeah, the blue fungus one. I'll go with that. We'll
I
just call it
just
that because I don't know what it's called
I
either.
it's kind of more of a turquoise color that I think they should have
Yeah.
gone more blue on it, but still very good. Just not
It's still good.
okay.
Okay, so now we're entering our top five.
Yeah,
At number five for me, it's got to be mangrove.
solid. I'm gonna
The
say,
only reason it's not higher up is that getting it is a pain.
ugh, yeah, I always buy it from a
I don't
wandering
like
trader.
collecting it as much as the wood itself.
Yeah,
And
because
that's why it's a little lower on the list. Otherwise, it'd probably be like four or three.
and then the
But it's
roots,
got to be five just because of like the way you can get it and like how you get it is just a pain.
the roots are annoying.
The roots are too annoying for me to ever collect it, so I just don't.
I'm gonna say the crimson netherwood.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Number four for me, it's gonna be the blue fungus.
Okay.
Because
You
for the exact opposite reason for you, I kind of like the turquoise color, but it could be a little more blue. If it was like a little more blue, it would have been like top three on my list.
okay?
I
Okay.
like building with it if I'm going with like a dark themed house or like a dark themed build. It really fits that aspect.
I think that's completely fair.
And it's a good building block with like oxidized copper.
Ooh, I never even considered that. I'll have to look at that. I'm gonna say spruce for the next one.
That's good. That's a good top four. That's a good top four.
What?
Okay,
One, two, three, four, five.
we're on four.
I thought we're on three. What's
How are
your?
we on three? There's
Oh,
11
that's
wood.
four. That's four. That's four. Yeah, you right. You right. You right.
I think
You right.
we're on four.
You're right. Yeah, you right. It's your turn. Okay, your turn again.
All right, so top three time.
Yep, top three.
Okay, so my third pick, and you're gonna hate this because I already know what your favorite wood is, or one of your favorites. It's gonna be dark oak is my number three.
I am going to
That
say
it
cherry.
makes it in the top three because I love the door, the trap door.
Ooh, trap.
The
Very good,
fence
Elbow.
looks nice. Just everything else you can make with dark oak looks amazing. Just like the block itself, not so much. It's not hitting it for me.
I don't know. I'm gonna say cherry on this one. It's it.
Okay.
I like that lighter feel. I like the pink. It's very good. Very,
hmm
I very much enjoyed it. But number two.
Yeah. All right. My number two is actually the cherry wood. I don't build with it a whole lot, but I like the tree. Like that's
Ooh,
why
it's
it's number two.
very
The tree
aesthetic.
is a nice decorative piece.
So we're just gonna
Just the
flip
way
flop.
it spawns in.
So this might actually be surprising, but my second favorite is the dark oak.
Ooh.
It's great for farming for emeralds, and I always like the darker feel on a house. That's
Right.
always been one of my things, and that's just been my favorite for years, but it has been supplanted.
All
Your
right. My favorite is spruce. I love spruce wood. It is my favorite because, like the dark oak, it's good for farming for emeralds. It's great for a dark themed house. I love the door, the trap door. It gives a nice, like, medieval vibe, and it goes great with the new deep slate
see, okay. I
or
actually like
like smooth stone.
I actually like my favorite for that
It can
exact reason.
sometimes go with polished diorite.
I actually like mine for that exact reason. My favorite, new favorite, is the mangrove. I like it because it works very well with deep slate bricks, gives that
Right.
medieval aspect, and I love the red. The red is up there for me, which is
Yeah.
probably why I like the crimson fungus more than the
Yeah.
blue one.
And the only reason mangrove was not higher was the fact that it's so hard. I don't like getting it.
Collecting it, yeah.
I don't
Okay,
like collecting it.
I
Otherwise, it'd probably be my top two.
I
Maybe my
know
top three.
I know neither of us can remember what we just said because it's kind of hard to keep track in our heads.
Yeah.
I'll go through in post and put our lists up on the screen so you can see our
Yeah.
full rankings. But Yeah. Most of the woods on there I like, even if
Yeah,
they're low on the list, just because a lot of them are really strong. The only ones I
yeah.
dislike much are acacia, bamboo, and birch most of the time.
I hate birch, acacia, and jungle. Like I don't like those three.
All right.
Those three not hitting it for me.
All right. Well, I
One, they're hard to build with. Two, their colors hardly match with anything. And the third reason, birch, you literally can't build with the log itself.
yeah,
And I build with logs all the time.
you can use the actual block, like the
You can
wood.
use like the oak wood, but like it still doesn't contrast well with most things.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Sorry if this seemed
Yeah,
like a
no.
little bit of a quicker episode. We are on a tiny time constraint today, but
Yeah, but that's fine.
I hope you all
Like
enjoyed.
I love the jungle bundle though. Like the jungle, like the bamboo
Oh, the
bundle.
bamboo bungle,
But not the
bungle,
wood. The bundle is great. I love building with the bundle.
but the actual like bamboo
The actual
wood.
wood, it sucks. Like don't
Yeah.
ever. I never build with the wood
All right.
because actually the bundle goes well with mangrove, smooth polished diorite. It goes well with deep slate as well.
Never experimented with that. Well, I'll have to try a couple of
Gives
those.
that like Japanese vibe to it,
All right.
to like a build.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. I
All
will
right,
we'll try to shoot for a week,
maybe depends.
but I will keep you all updated. Thank you all
Yep.
so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.